Hello there. In this video I'm going to show you how you can make this personalised Voronoi heart earring. So I've personalised it by putting the Harrington font letter A at the bottom there, but you can use any one. As you can see, we've got this heart shape around the outside, and I'm putting this Voronoi organic type pattern in the centre of the heart there. So that's what we're going to create, and we're going to do that in Fluid Designer for 3D printing. I'll just click on Group Library here. That just refreshes this list. So first thing is I'm going to use a connector, a wire connector with a 1.5mm diameter hole. So that's the ring at the top of the earring there. I'm going to use a Harrington font. I'm just going to use letter A in this instance. I'm also going to use a Voronoi pattern. So if I go to Patterns Voronoi, so I'm going to use one of these circular ones, and I'm going to use this one here, this Inkscape Voronoi circular pattern 002, so that's in the Voronoi's pattern folder. And I'm going to put all of those essentially inside or around a heart pattern. So as you can see, there's a range of heart patterns that I could choose from. I'm going to use this one here, 005. So if I just drag and drop that onto the workspace, I just switch on screencast keys, so key presses I make should be displayed down here. And the default size of this, well, it's 1mm by 2mm. It's a parametric smart object. We can change the shape of this, the cross section, quite easily over here in the properties panel. I'm just going to set it to 1mm by 1mm to keep the weight down essentially. So if I just view that from the top now, so I think what I'll do first of all is I'll append the ring at the top, so it's in templates, 3D templates connectors. It's this object here I want to append, so I'm going to go to File and Append. Just go up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder, and we're looking for 3D templates connectors folder. And I want a wire connector with a 1.5mm diameter hole, and I just append the wire connector object from the library, and I can then just position that, and if I just zoom in and switch to wireframe mode, you can see it's in the middle there. So all I need to do is hold down the shift key, highlight the heart, and go to Tools, Object Tools, and join them together. And as I do that, the cross section of the ring becomes the same cross section as the rest of the heart, in other words 1 by 1, which is what we want to do to keep the weight down. I'm now going to append Harrington font, and say I'm going to use letter A in this case, so that's in Patterns Alphabet Harrington Fonts folder. So again, we go to File and Append. Just go up through the menu system here until you get to the Groups folder. Should be able to see Patterns Alphabet Harrington Font. And I want Harrington Font A. We always append the object, so it's Harrington Font A object. We can append that from the library. Click on it to select it, and then position it where you want it to go. I want to keep the weight of the earring down, so I'm going to scale this down. So if I do S on the keyboard and just move the mouse inwards a little bit, I'll just scale it a couple of increments there, so it's 0.8 size scale now. Now whenever you're scaling Fluid Designer, you must always remember to do Control A and apply the scale. And notice the thickness is reapplied. Now at the moment this is 1 by 2, but the A is highlighted. If I hold down the shift key and click on the heart and go to Tools, Object Tools, if I join those objects together, notice the thickness of the A becomes the same as the heart. So the only thing I want to do now is to put this Voronoi pattern in the middle of the heart, and the Voronoi pattern was in the Patterns Voronoi folder, and I'm going to use this circular one 002. So I go to File and Append, just go up through the menu system until you get to Groups. We're looking for Patterns Voronoi, so that's over here. We want the Inkscape Voronoi circular pattern 002. We always append the object. So it's Inkscape Voronoi Circular Pattern 002, and we append that from the library. Now when you first bring it in, it's not selected, so you must click on it until you get the yellow border. Now that's clearly much too large, so what we can do is to press S on the keyboard for scale. Just move the mouse towards the centre, and you just have to kind of judge when that circle is the right size for you. I'm just going to get it to, that's probably still a little bit too big, that, but anyway, I'm going to click there. Now whenever you scale, you must automatically do Control A and apply the scale, and see the thickness reapply there. Now I'm just scrolling the centre mouse button to zoom in. I'm going to switch off the snap this time, excuse me, and I'm going to scale it again. So S for scale, and I just want to bring it down so that it's going to fit inside the heart there. Yeah, I think I can live with that when I reposition it. And again, remember to do Control A and apply the scale. Now the snap is off, so I've got control over this. I can position this where I want it. So I'm just going to move it down to say there, but obviously you can position it wherever you want. Now this is like the others as a smart object. It's not the same cross section as the heart, but if I hold down the Shift key and highlight the heart and go to Tools, Object Tools and Join, it will take on the same thickness of the rest of the object. And that's essentially it now. So we've got our heart shape, we've got our Voronoi circle, we've personalised it with the letter A. All we need to do now is to export it in a suitable file format. I tend to use Wavefront, OBJ, and I saved it to the desktop before as a personalised Voronoi heart earring. And what you must then do is to go to Netfabb Basic, open it up in Netfabb Basic and run the repair procedure and automatic repair and execute it. And apply the repair and remove the old part. Now I obviously did this with this one earlier, but it does work. And one of the things you can notice here is the volume. This is 0.25 centimeters cubed. If we move the decimal place 1 to the right, we get 2.5. In other words, in silver, this is approximately 2.5 grams in weight. It is very important with earrings to double check what the weight is going to be. But that's how easy it is to create this personalised Voronoi heart earring. Thank you.